All right. Cheers. Cheers. I like this. This is really like smooth,
Hmm.
like a little bit. The more I drink this, the more I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good sake.
B-san, please send us another one. We'll send you another video before release. We're gonna send this one to you because this is the sake.
Yeah.
Cool. So Austin, today, what are we talking about?
British accents.
Can you do that again?
No.
British accents.
British gov.
Hello, Gov. So I got to tell you guys first, Austin and I are American, if you didn't know that already. And we both cannot do British accents for the life of us. That's a fact.
Well, I'm offended because I have a really good British accent.
No, you don't. No, you don't, man. Talk to any British person. And so what do we feel about British people? So first, let me ask you, Austin, do you have any sort of memories related to meeting someone with a British accent and thinking about them?
I mean, you and one or two other people here are the only American friends that I have.
Yeah.
Basically, all of my other friends are from the UK.
From the UK, yes.
I was going to say British, but my buddy Tom will get all butthurt about it.
I know, because he's Scottish. Are you Scottish?
It's like, I'm not British. It's like, you kind of are, though.
I know. You're part of the UK, the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But yeah, so it's really funny because I want to talk about the perception that American has.
Mm-hmm.
American have. I don't speak English. But I'll talk about the perception that America has to British people, and then I want to kind of go into like how British accents kind of stereotype.
Yeah.
Or are stereotyped here in Japan too.
Yeah.
But I think there's like two different stereotypes with British accents in the US.
Yeah.
And the first one is evil guy.
Evil guy.
Right? Evil
yes.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm the mastermind.
Yes.
Like that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is sarcastic smart guy.
Okay. What do you think about Sherlock?
Well, but like that archetype, I think, has really come up a lot of times in cinema and stuff, right?
Okay.
And so like that's kind of like where my mind immediately jumps. Like when I hear British accents, it's like sarcasm.
Okay.
I think is a really big thing. Like with British accents.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. So so first of all, what you said is true, but I think it stems back to a deeper thought or value system, which is that British accents sound more sophisticated, and high class.
Definitely.
And that would make sense because technically English is from England, not from America. Even though modern American English is closer to Shakespeare's English than modern British English is.
Yeah.
But so we kind of have a little bit of an inferiority complex because it's like, hey, we're the best in the world, but we sound like buffoons. And England is really where it is. So like when you study English in Europe, everybody studies British English because that is like the motherland. That's the origin of the Anglo people, And because of that, and I think another reason why I feel like the British accent sounds more sophisticated is because all of the historical dramas are done with British English. So like Troy, that was done with British English. Gladiators, British English, of course. That is like Joaquin Phoenix is American, but he pulled on a British accent for that.
Yeah.
And it goes back to, movies are American, but the theater is British, is English.
No, it's that's a good point.
Yeah.
One of the things that I find really interesting is how English is kind of interact with here in like Eastern Asia.
Yeah, okay.
So Western Asia is obviously heavily British in influenced because, India used to be a colony.
Yeah.
The Middle East used to be either colonized or heavily influenced by the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
But when you get over to when you get over to Eastern Asia, and of course China has like Hong Kong, right, where it's like
there's a British territory for a long time.
So I think China, it's really interesting because you'll meet a lot of Chinese people that have British accents. Especially from Hong Kong, right? But as soon as you get to like Korea, Japan, and then you get to Southeast Asia where it's like the Philippines and
I can't help you. I can't help you. When you get to the Philippines and Southeast Asia.
Oh my God, dude. Okay, this is embarrassing.
What are you trying to say?
Big country, many islands. Why am I not?
Indonesia?
Indonesia. There we go.
Yeah.
God, man, that was hard. Geography is hard.
I was going to say Indonesia, but I just yeah.
But yeah, you get like the Philippines and Indonesia, right? In a lot of these like Pacific Island countries, they all speak with American accents.
Yeah.
And I mean, a big reason for that is because first of all, they're in America's sphere of influence.
Yeah, which means military occupation.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, America also colonized many of these areas.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't really understand that America was a colonizer just as much as Europe was, except we just never stopped.
Yeah, we changed strategies. We
just called them states and territories instead of colonies, and that just worked.
Hi, Hawaii. Yeah, you know. Hi, Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
you know.
But anyways, so, but it's really interesting when you come here to Japan, right? Because, I would say. And I'm ballparking this.
Yeah.
I would say 80% of the English education here in Japan is American English.
Well, yeah, I mean, so
right.
I mean that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Because post 50s or during the 50s, there was like a military occupation. Like during the 40s, there was like a military occupation here, pretty much, you know. And what I thought was really surprising though is because you know you and we grew up so. I don't know how you grew up, but I always grew up, not just because I lived in Europe, but also the people where on the East Coast felt this way too, is like, yeah, America's better, but we're kind of rough. And we're like the really rich guy with no table manners. That's us. And, but the British people, they're kind of like getting on and they're kind of past their peak, but they have the culture with them. They're smarter, they're more sophisticated. So be more like the British people kind of in that instance. And so that was having a British accent just seemed cool. And then when I went to Europe, people were like, oh yeah, Americans are dumb. But then I come to Japan and people are like, man, Arthur, your American accent sounds so cool. I was like, what?
Huh? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What didn't make any sense?
No, it's really interesting because a common complaint that I hear when I'm teaching people, and I think I hear this more from adults than I do kids.
Yeah,
because kids are like almost completely taught American English here.
Yeah,
it's very rare that you're gonna I can't talk today.
We've already been drinking a bunch, so
it's very rare that you're gonna go to a school and the education is gonna be primarily taught with a British English influence. A lot of schools are switching to an international style where
IB and stuff.
That's not necessarily what I mean by that, but they'll emphasize hiring people from different parts in the world.
Yeah.
My previous school did that. Yeah. So we had people from obviously America, Canada, like North America area, also India, South Africa,
Africa.
No, but that and we also had people like we had a guy from Serbia.
Really? Okay.
Whose first language obviously wasn't English.
Really?
Yeah.
Go figure. The Serbian guy does his
freaky sarcasm. But I mean, he spoke very, very good English, obviously.
He was good at Englishing, yeah.
Yeah. But so like my point is we would have a lot of accents, and my current school does that as well. Yeah. We have a lot of people from all over the world, like basically every country that speaks English, there's somebody represented there. And I actually think that this is a good thing, because it gets people out of their comfort zones. Because going back to what I was saying a few minutes ago, a big complaint I always hear is, actually, I prefer listening to American English because I can't understand what British people are saying.
Well, in all fairness, I don't understand what British people are saying sometimes too.
Yeah, but like the best way to fix that is just be exposed to it more, right? So I really like the new push in education here in Japan that's like, all right, we're going to bring in a guy from South Africa.
Yeah.
If you're in his class, you're not going to understand what he's saying for like the first 6 months.
Yeah.
But after that, you're going to start adjusting.
Well, you know,
right?
in all fairness, I do think that is really good because, you know, I like that for a long time, Americans or America had kind of like a special status in Japan because, hey, I'm American, it helps me out. But I've always felt a little bit uneasy about it because of the historical background of why that is.
Yeah.
And now you really see that changing. And English is not an American language. It's a world language.
Yeah.
It's spoken all over the world natively by millions of people. Like there are more Chinese speakers, but they're all native Chinese pretty much.
Yeah.
Whereas America is very different. And, you know, I remember the first time I went to Cape Town because my sister was studying abroad in Cape Town. I had such a hard time understanding all the people, especially the Afrikaners. So for those of you who don't know, so South Africa was originally a Dutch colony from the Netherlands that got switched to a British colony. And so you have white people there, but you also have Afrikaans people there, which literally means African in Dutch. But it's the Dutch settlers who live there, and so their language is basically Dutch, but with an accent. It's kind of like American English versus British English. But when they speak English, and that's like a standard Afrikaans English is like a standard dialect there, it's so hard to understand them.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean, there's a good movie that kind of shows this. I think
Are you going to talk about Blood Diamond?
Oh, that's a good one too. But specifically for the accent, I actually think that Matt Damon did a better job in Invictus.
Okay.
This one. So this is a movie about after apartheid, about the white rugby team working with black players and kind of getting over that stuff. But another movie, like you said, that's really good for showing that accent is
Blood Diamond.
Blood Diamond with
Leo DiCaprio.
He does a good job with the accent.
I love Leo, man.
Yeah.
I've loved him since Titanic. He's such an underrated actor.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if he's underrated, but
nowadays, no. But like there was
a long
time where like it was a big deal that he never won like a Grammy or.
Well, here's the thing. So he's like one of these people where he like lives and breathes the craft. He doesn't do social media.
No.
He doesn't care about, but he really dedicates himself. And I think Matt Damon does that a lot too inside these movies too. But on my other channel, my Uconnect YouTube channel, I shared a video interviewing Matt Damon where he was talking about the difference between American English and South African English. And like so you know someone from South Africa from your old school, right? Did you ever talk to him?
So my friend from South, well, I guess I would say my coworker. He's more a coworker than friend, but I like the guy. He's a really cool guy. But he was black.
Okay.
He is black. I shouldn't say he was. He didn't change.
But it's a past story, so yeah.
So his accent takes on like what you would consider as like a more traditional African accent.
Right.
So he doesn't have the inflection that you would associate with Afrikaans. But a lot of students had a really hard time understanding him. I actually really understood him well. But back when I was in the Marines, we had a guy who was from South Africa that spoke Afrikaans.
Okay.
Right. And I think he immigrated over to the U.S. Like as a teenager, right, and joined the military. And I could not understand a single word that guy ever said. It like every time he would talk, it always sounded like a blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, what are you saying?
So my sister was dating a guy who like he was like a mix of Indian and Afrikaans or whatever when she was there. But I remember when he would greet us, he'd be like, "Hey, how's it, my bro?"
Yeah, and it's like, what'd you say to me?
How's it?
Are you speaking English?
I know, right?
You know, and like a lot of people really have a hard time being English teachers here in Japan when they're from these countries like I'll give you some examples. Last summer, I was taking a course to like improve my ability as an English teacher, right? And so this course, like we would get veteran teachers on, like myself, but there would also be people who are switching over careers and trying to become English teachers. Like there was a woman who was in my class from Sri Lanka, right? And she has a master's degree and was an investment banker for like the first 40 years of her life. Well, obviously not when she was a kid, but like she's an investment banker in Sri Lanka. And she moved over to Japan with her husband for work. I guess her husband, he got hired at the company and they moved over here, right? Yeah. And she obviously doesn't speak any Japanese. Yeah. And so she had to quit her job and pick up a new career. So she decided to teach English. Yeah. She's a well-educated woman. So, you know, she thought like, hey, you know, I have all this education. Why not be a teacher? Yeah. Right?
Hey guys, if you've watched this far, you're going to love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur friends, you're going to really improve your English listening. And I mean a lot.
Yeah. So for each episode, you'll get English and Japanese subtitles, so you can check your listening and comprehension.
You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not. For more info, click on the link here, or here, or here, or in the description box of this video.
Thanks for being our friend. Woo! I have no friends.
And in this class, we had demo lessons. So there would be people wanting to learn English. They would sign up for this course, and basically like training teachers, aka us, would come in and give them lessons. And it's basically like free English lessons for them. So it's a really good benefit, right? And I felt really bad for her because there were some times when some of the students, like these are all adults, but some of the students would say, I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah. You know? And it's a common thing that I hear for honestly non-American English teachers, that they often struggle finding jobs over here because schools will be like, you really speak American English, so that's not really what we're looking for. Yeah. So
it's tough because, you know, so we talk about language like it's a subject in school, right? But language is so much more than that. Language is a part of our identity. It is. And unfortunately, when you have something really close to your identity and you have differences in identity, there's always going to be a hierarchy put on that, a value system put on it. And, you know, I studied linguistics in school. There's such a thing as prestige dialects. Yes. Which are, they have higher prestige, higher honor. And so it's funny because in the West, American English is a pretty low prestige dialect.
I don't agree with that. I would say Indian. Well, the Indian English is a very low prestige.
I mean, comparatively, it's like British. So like, British is like the standard, and America's like a rank below that. And then when I came over here, though, it was reversed, where American English was a prestige dialect. Sure. But so when people, you know, a lot of people who study English, especially people who are learning it for their hobbies, you know, they want to sound cool. Yeah. So they don't want to take English lessons from people who don't have the accent that they want.
That is one thing I will say is though Americans always associated with cool English.
In America, I mean in Japan, yes, yeah.
No, but you don't think worldwide that's...
No. Because when I was in Europe, people be like, "Oh yeah, Americans are dumb. They sound so stupid." Like my dad too. Like because he lived in Germany for a long time. Yeah, and Germans would always say like, "Lou, why do Americans always sound like they have potatoes in their mouth? Just doesn't make any sense."
I'm kind of curious though, like. Is Britain really held to a high esteem over in like mainland Europe though? Because
RP, yes, the received pronunciation, the traditional, the standard British accent. Yeah, but then you have other accents like Cockney. Yeah, which is like "bo."
Well, so that's another thing, right? Yeah. It's like really there really is no such thing as a British accent. Yeah, because if you basically go to any village, and especially in like England, but like in like Scotland, Wales, and Ireland too, but like basically the accent changes village to village.
Yeah.
Because these places are so old.
Yeah.
That they've been around long enough to really establish like their own language.
Yeah.
In these areas, right?
Yeah.
So that it's crazy. Like, you'll meet somebody from London, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, everything they say is like butter.
Yeah.
It's like so smooth and like, ooh. And then you go to like Birmingham.
Yeah. In the north.
And you're just like, were you raised in a cave?
Yeah, I really I really think so. We should keep this episode, but we should do a part 2 to this and invite one of your friends over, because getting their opinions about American English versus British English. Maybe can you get what's the guy who's the Scottish guy?
Tom.
Get Tom here because he's associated with.
No one will understand what he's.
It's okay. We have subtitles, so it's okay. For our AA friends, we have subtitles.
I would love to see. I would love to. Yeah. So this is Tom. He speaks English, but we need to subtitle him because no one understands what he's saying.
Dude, I gotta show this to you. So, God, yeah, Aki, don't pull this up yet. It's gonna take some time for me to get it. But there's this video on YouTube. So my son, Lewis, in Japanese, I learned a new word because of him in Japanese. It's like mengui, which literally means like face eater, but it means you are really biased towards people with good looking faces.
Oh,
so like. I'm kind of like that, and he's very much like that because he, let me just see, Ralph breaks the internet, Penelope Princess. So Lewis, he's changing now, but for a long time, he, I can't play this because of copyright issues, but okay, you can bring this up now, Aki. So if you guys search this, it's pretty small on the screen, but it says, Ralph breaks the internet, Penelope Princesses, and I'm not gonna play all of it, but there's this scene where all the princesses,
Disney princess.
yeah, and then at the very end of the Disney princess scene, you have the Irish girl who's talking, and no one understands what she's saying.
Scottish.
Oh, she's
from Brave, right?
Yeah, from Brave.
And she's like, oh,
and then they're all like, what is she saying? And like, we don't know what she's saying, because it sounds so different. So that's gonna be our Scott. Yeah, it's gonna be our Scott. No, but so. It's funny though you say that because in Japan too, Hyojungo, like the standard Japanese accent, is a fake accent that was made by the government because I've seen, on TV in Japan, they have like, oh, can you guess what this means in this dialect or whatever? And even like Edo Japanese, they don't say like sushi, they say shishi. There's no su, it's only shi when they talk. No, or something like that. No, maybe that's more northern. But there's something where they switch a he to a she or something like that. Like she may become she may.
Maybe it's like Chinese influence, I wonder? Or?
No. It's just, it's just, that was like the Edo dialect.
Gotcha.
So even in Edo, even in Tokyo, they have their own like dialect, Yeah. But so when you have these older societies where you didn't have travel so much, you have these dialects come up. But I would really, I really want to share with especially the English learners watching this about the different types of British accents and like how they...
Like, I think people really don't comprehend how many accents Britain has.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's very distinct and it's like enormous how many different accents there are. Yeah.
And there's this one other episode. This is on YouTube. This is going to be like let's let Arthur show the episode the YouTube episode that he likes. So let's see if I can bring this up. I wish I could bring this up. So I'll put this in this one. So yeah, Aki, you can bring this one up. So American accents part 1. This guy goes over like 25 different American accents in two videos, and it's the middle one. It's this one right here.
Oh, yeah.
This one.
That
this
one right there.
Yeah. So this is really fun to watch because he talks about Boston and he actually does a Boston accent pretty well too. I'm pretty impressed.
Park my car.
Not this one. Yeah, we can take that off. But so I don't really know where to go with this because we've already talked about what Americans think of British accents.
Yeah.
But what do you think about British accents now?
They feel it's weird to say, they feel more normal than American accents for me now.
Yeah. Well, because it's like with your friends.
Just because so many of my friends are like English or, they're Scottish or whatever. So now it's like when I hear an American accent, I'm more observant of it. It's like, oh, you're American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. So speaking about that, oh, you're American thing, I don't know exactly how this is related to this, but I really want to share this. So, this was in 2018. I had just come back from Oktoberfest with my sister and my wife and my parents. My parents were on a different flight back. Yeah. We were flying through Zurich because Germany and Switzerland are close by.
Yeah.
It was a cheaper flight that way. So we were in the Zurich airport and we were sitting waiting for our flight. And there's this kind of tall white dude with blonde hair and he's in like athletic clothes. He has like a gym bag or something. He's just hanging out there. And he starts talking to us and like, hey, you guys from the States? It's like, yeah, cool. And he's speaking English super fluently, like 100% American. So oh, cool, another American here. This is great. So we start talking a little bit and like, yeah, I'm from Boston. We just went to Oktoberfest. Where in the States are you from? He's like, I'm from Sweden.
Funny that you mentioned that because as soon as you said, hey, you guys from the States, I was thinking, oh, he's going to bring up a Swedish guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I've met I've met two types of Swedes. The first one's like, oh, I speak like this. It's like they sound like the shopkeeper in Frozen.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other one.
You're gonna make me spit up my sake.
The other type of Swedish person I've met is like immaculate, perfect English.
American English.
With no accent at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that for British English or for American English?
American English.
Yeah.
Always, it's weird. I don't think I've met any European that speaks British English.
Really?
Like every time I meet like a German, they always speak with an American accent.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it may be. Well, so yeah, I mean, America does have like that economic status and like the popular culture status.
Yeah, I think I don't know where I read this, but I think it has something to do with American English being because so much of like white America has come from like mainland Europe. And it's such a mix of like different dialects put together that it ends up like when a European speaks English, it sounds more American than British.
Yeah, I could get that because a lot of European languages have more pronounced R's, whereas in British English there's no R that's really pronounced.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if you want to get in phonetics, we're gonna get super nerd talk, but I love
super nerd talk now.
I love phonetics. America uniquely has something called the rhotic R. If you know what that is.
R. Except for Boston.
That's because people are weird.
Yeah, so explain what the rhotic R is.
So the rhotic R is like, we're just going to get one easy because you're going to understand this one. Boston, car, right? The R sound. That's called the rhotic R.
Yeah.
That's where we heavily stress the R sound, like the traditional R sound.
Yeah.
And that's something unique with American English that you don't see in like traditional British English areas.
Yeah, but you do get it in Scottish and Irish English. But yeah, because
big surprise, a lot of white people in America are from Scotland and Ireland.
That is true. Yeah. But yeah, the England stopped using the R so much.
Yeah.
Maybe like 300-400 years ago. Yeah. Up until then it was like that. So that was around the time when the British came to America. So we just kept it and they lost it. But then the Boston people, we lost it too.
Yeah.
So like you say car in English.
Car.
And then if you were to do a British accent with ka.
Yeah.
Right.
So the phonetic sound is called a schwa.
Schwa.
And actually, all English speakers use schwa because it's like the default sound that our mouth makes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the sound.
And so, but yeah, a lot of when you're talking like in British English, a lot of words just kind of trail off and end in right.
Yeah.
or ah,
Mhm.
like that kind of this open mouth sound.
Yeah. I mean, so the schwa sound, it's an upside down E,
Mm-hmm.
and it basically is just your mouth at rest and just going,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's funny because like, so Boston too, British English is non-erotic. It doesn't have the R's, and you say caw, right? But in Boston, it's really nasally. You don't say caw, you say ka. Like my name is not Arthur, it's Arthur.
Arthur, can you come down here, please?
You sound like a duck, man. You sound like a duck.
Yeah, this is your people.
Arthur, can you come down here, please?
Arthur, can you come down here? I need you to help me wash some dishes.
Okay, man. Sorry, I'm offended now, man. You need to watch more of The Departed and work on that. This was.
Fuck you.
Aw, man. Dude, so anybody who wants, so the Bostonians are known for having really, really like dirty mouths, and you just have to watch The Departed, the first scene of The Departed with Matt Damon. Like they dropped an F-bomb like 5 times.
It's so funny how often The Departed comes up in our episodes.
It's a good movie.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
I could literally talk about that every day. I love The Departed.
What we should do is we should watch like American movies or movies set in America and talk about like the cultural stuff.
Dude. Okay, so just give you guys some context. Arthur and I were talking before we filmed this episode, and he has not seen The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile.
Yes.
And both of these are like some of the best movies ever made. And I stand by that statement. If you guys have seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And you haven't seen it, watch it.
So we had a few people asking for movie episode part 3.
Yes.
And so what I think we should do is we should watch The Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
The cough. Burp cough right in the mic.
Burp cough. I'm getting over some kind of chest cold. But I think if I were to choose between the two, I would probably do. Oh man, that's hard. I was gonna say Green Mile, but Shawshank Redemption's really good.
Let's do both of them, man. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We need to do both of them.
Figure it out. And then even if it's not popular, I really want to do Lost in Translation. That's going to be a good movie.
Yeah. I want to watch Green Book.
Green Book?
After you mentioned it on the episode, I checked out some clips on it, and I think I would really enjoy it.
Okay, yeah. So we should do it. So first, Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, Green Book, Lost in Translation. Okay. Yeah. If you guys have any other movies you want us to watch and give our opinions on, let us know. And for any Japanese people who have studied in England and have a British accent, please tell us why you hate Americans so much. You don't want to talk like us. That's a joke. Don't do that, actually. But yeah, next time we're going to be talking about our experiences in doing homestays in Japan.
Okay.
Full of Natsukashi stories. Natsukashi. See you next time, man.
All right.